2006, I was reading through the Hype magazine. They put up an article between the whole, like when you open the page, the whole article had the repertoires on the left side and it had Clinch on the right side.
Oh.
And it was like the biggest dance crews in Joburg, like head to head. And they had a whole article about that in the Hype magazine. I don't remember what issue it was, right? So I remember telling people, like, yo, I don't know why, I always wanted to be in Clinch.
Yeah.
So I remember telling people in my class that year, I was in grade 10, 2010. And 2006, I was in grade 10. They were like, I was telling people like, yo, one day I'm gonna be in Clinch too, and what. And people that know you sometimes they just on some. I remember one of my friends being on some, like I say it the way he said it. Was like, I'm fana gahana jo ntwemo jive mara that's fit to go.
Yeah.
I mean, like he was like, you dope, but like I don't think you get there. Like
it's like too far away for you.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
That, yeah.
So 2011, same year, when I got the call from one of the Clinch members, one of the heads, calling my landline. I don't even know how he got my landline.
Wow.
Calling my landline and asking me to be part of Clinch crew. To me, that's when I kind of like showed myself I can do this.
Yeah.
To me, that was me on some. Yeah.
Actually, we can talk now. All right. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. When you start an interview, you have to be like so professional. Okay, I've got my Boi Statz, Static. You good, bro?
I'm good, man.
I'm good. Anyway, thank you for joining us, man. This is the Takeover podcast, and it's all about hip hop, man. All about anything hip hop, and you are in the dance scene. So that's why we got you here, man. We want to talk to you about the dance scene. How things going on your side, by the way, in terms of the dance scene? How the pandemic and stuff like that treating you?
Well, I won't lie, it dented me for a little bit. But yeah, I'm back on track now. I'm still making money from the dancing. I'm still teaching at the studio and stuff. I'm back teaching at the studio, so I can't complain, right?
Yeah. But the gigs were a little bit off, no?
But I feel like the gigs were more off on the music side more than the dancing side.
Is it?
Yeah. On the dancing side, I think Cementi, like.
Oh yeah, you've got your name out there and
I've made sure. So there's always plenty of tunnels. To use with my dancing to make money. Yeah. And with the music, that's more of a challenge. Not as much as before, but.
Yeah. Well, I guess dancing is your first love, right? Most def. All right, maybe let's take it from there. Right. So, just a brief, we're going to go into more interesting things. Just a brief for people that don't know who Boi Statz is. He's a dancer. Of course, recently now you've become a musician, a rapper. How did your love for dancing start? And where does Boi Statz come from?
Well, Boi Statz comes from an influence of Michael Jackson. I feel like I'm a 90s baby. I might look like a 2000 to most people, but I'm 31 years old. I actually just turned 31.
Man.
On Thursday.
Wow, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, my nigga.
What did you get? What?
I went out with my wife. I'm married as well now. So.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. I went out with my wife, and that was it. That was enough for me. That's what I needed. So with the dancing, like I was just surrounded by the influence of like my dad always playing Michael Jackson concerts, his music, and my mom also. She was like more on the R&B side. Abuchil Scott, Erykah Badu, all that I knew from her. Yeah. On my dad's side was more like Michael Jackson and Kwaito. That's all I heard from my dad. Michael Jackson and Kwaito. He played everything that was Kwaito. So me seeing his concerts, his tapes, his music videos, that's where it started. I'd just reenact what I see on screen, and then you grow up, and then what actually made me feel like, okay, I could really do this, like be a part of a dance crew or whatever, was like You Got Served. That movie changed my life, because that movie put a sense of belief in me, where it's like I actually felt like, okay, like I could do this.
Yeah.
Like I could be in the dance crew or meet people that do what I do, and
you got a similar love and similar interests,
And then luckily like a year or later or so, turned out they were like dancers in my school, and they were like dancing every day after school. So I quit soccer for that because I actually used to play a lot of soccer. I was actually good at soccer. Then
what? What you had the midfield, or you had the front line, or you had the back?
I actually used to like midfield, but mostly sometimes, because Awonkomuntu wants to be a midfielder or a striker. Sometimes me and my friend, I had a friend in high school called Hector. We'd always be in defense, and we'd enjoy just playing in defense. So I just had a genuine love for soccer.
Yeah.
But I swear I dropped all that as soon as like I discovered this way for me to start dancing.
Yeah.
And even now I don't like, with my little brother and my cousins and them, I don't play FIFA.
What?
Yeah.
So you like dropped it totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like now if I'm playing games, Grand Theft Auto, I just I wanna shoot people and stuff.
I think before we started, you mentioned that to actually upkeep the love for actually dancing, it was hard, right? So what kept you motivated? Because let's be honest, dancers are not the most recognizable people, especially in SA, in terms of the industry, in terms of entertainment.
Sure.
We see you guys dancing behind the artist, but we don't really get to know you guys, right? And how did you keep motivated to actually stick to it and actually go through with it?
I feel like my biggest motivation was actually how dancing made me feel. I didn't start dancing because things like that. It's always how it made me feel as a person. So regardless of what people said and what they believed, but every time I did it, the feeling I got from it, that's what kept me motivated. It's the fact that, okay, but why when I do it, I feel so at peace. I feel right. Like, when you feel somewhere that you belong, no denying that feeling. And that's the feeling that dancing gave me. So I feel like more than anything, that's what kept me pushing. Right. So it took a while for me to actually see dancing as a career that I might take. But what got me there was just me.
Passion
Corner. Just how it made me feel. I'd always be dancing at home, maniwani. So it wasn't really about if girls are screaming or if they're not reacting. Because I know niggas or people that like started dancing and then as soon as or angatholi reaction ayifuna from abantu.
Because I think it's not a I can say like a career that is accessible to from where we come from. Most of us, we come from ekasi and all of that. It's not a viable thing for people around us, so it becomes more harder, and you have to be like stand fast in what you believe.
Sure.
Which this thing is gonna take you far. So because we hardly see anyone around where we grow up that has made it and become a huge successful somebody through dancing. Do you get my point? So I'm sure those challenges were there for you as well.
Sure, and also being like a 90s baby, like growing up as compared to Intwana Zamanje, you didn't really have access to our phone at a young age and internet to research and know there's such a thing as a choreographer. Knowing that, there's actually somebody who made Abu Omarian look like this in the movie. You only know those things when you grow up and research. But growing up as a kid, I didn't know there was a way to make money from dancing. To me, it was always like, I'm dancing from what I love, how I feel from it, how I feel from it. That's all it was about. And then at the age when I actually started making money from it, it was like it was just one of those things that like, alright, cool. I'm just
Describe that. Describe your first paycheck. How did you feel? How did you communicate to the people that thought, would say you were just wasting time, or it's just a fad? It's something that you're gonna stop when you grow up.
More than anything, I think the first thought was me. You actually got paid to do what you love. To me, like, I feel like a lot of people take that for granted, who are in those situations where you're doing what you love and you're getting paid for it. To me, it was never, till this day, it's never something I take for granted, where it's like, I know there's a lot of people who wake up every day, go to a job that they're getting paid a lot of money for, but lo muntu at the end of the day doesn't really like that job or love that job. That person's only happy when they get paid at the end of the day. With me, dancing never felt like that. So like till this day, like when I got paid, the first thing I was like on some, wow, I could do this, you know? And then the second thing was like, now I can actually show my mom I could do this. Because that was the biggest thing growing up. Me and my mom to her was always a hobby. It was always a phase. When you're letting this go.
So, spending too much time on this hobby, man.
When you're letting this go, man, you can and then when I actually got to come back home and show her like, yo, look, ma, I have a backpack full of things I won. Because the first competition I won was Masters of Rhythm. So I actually had I had a title, like on some Muhammad Ali-ish. And then I had like one shoes, a phone, money. So I actually gave all that money to my mom.
Wow.
I was like, yo, okay, do this, whatever you need to do for the house. Because at the same time now I also had some money I had from gigging from other dancing gigs. Because like 2011 was actually the first year I had money put in my hand from dancing.
And I'm sure at that time she's like, okay, this thing makes sense now.
And I've been dancing since like 2004. Why I say 2004, like as far as going out there, dancing with other people, sessioning, battling, all that stuff. I started doing that from 2004, right? So
maybe let's go into that. In terms of your achievements, right? What was the achievement that solidified in you and also put you out there to say, okay, this nigga knows what he's doing. You know, he's not just fooling around or, you know, just passing time. What told you it's okay, this, because you can believe it, you can believe you can make a career out of it, but there needs to be that sort of like backup from outside source. So it's okay, you're on the right path. What was that for you that clicked for you? It's okay, I'm on the right path with this.
Me, the biggest click for me, I won't lie, it wasn't when I got paid. It was actually when, like, okay, I'll take it a bit back. I'll try to be quick with it. 2006, I was reading through the Hype magazine. They put up an article between the whole, like when you open the page, the whole article had the repertoires on the left side and it had Clinch on the right side. And it was like the biggest dance crews in Joburg, like head to head, and they had a whole article about that in the Hype magazine. I don't remember what issue it was, right? So I remember telling people, like, yo, I don't know why, I always wanted to be in Clinch. So I remember telling people in my class that year, I was in grade 10, 2010, and 2006, I was in grade 10. They were like, I was telling people like, yo, you know, one day I'm gonna be in Clinch too, and whatever. And you know, people that know you sometimes they just on some. I remember one of my friends being on some. Like I say it the way he said it was like, I'm fana kahana jo ntwemo go jive mara that's fit to go. And like he was like, you dope, but like I don't think you get there. Like, you know,
it's like too far away for you.
You know what I'm saying? So 2011, same year, when I got the call from one of the Clinch members, one of the heads, calling my landline. I don't even know how he got my landline.
Wow.
Calling my landline and asking me to be part of Clinch crew. To me, that's when I kind of like showed myself I can do this. To me, that was me on some. You got that outside validation to your belief that you could make it, right? I can make it.
How was that? Because I know that the repertoires, I know the Clinch crew through that the common friend that we have, Upesh. And I know the repertoires as well. So I know that little bit of the space. But how was that era? Because I think that was the boom era of dance in SA. I don't know if you feel the same because you are in the industry. I'm just looking as a fan.
I didn't even join Clinch in the main era where they were like all over the place and it was like that real media beef with repertoires and they were doing those big gigs for Missy Elliott. I wasn't part of Clinch then, but there were always something I aspired to because it was always on some, whoa, I feel like that's where I belong to. I feel like I'm dope enough to get there too. So even though when I joined, it was part of a different era because the generations when it comes to the dance. Apparently, with Clinch crew, I'm 4th generation.
Oh, okay.
Right? But to me, I don't care what generation I am. Just the fact that I once said I'm going to do it and I did it, to me, that was enough.
All right, okay. And how was that experience, by the way? Because I just want to get, for the audience and for the people that are watching, what was the environment in terms of dance in SA when the two crews were, you say maybe you came through after that reached the peep, but they were still relevant. They were still, I'm sure they're still relevant now, but at that time they were still talked about. They were still getting interviews. They were still getting a lot of bookings. How was that for you being part of that?
More than anything, bro, I'm like, I don't know if it's a Pretoria thing. I was raised up to be proud of where you're from.
Yeah.
So more than anything, even though the repertoires or Clinch, they're not really people who grew up in Pretoria or mostly based in Pretoria. But to me, the fact that we had South African dance crews or a South African dance scene to look at without having to look at our ngaphandle and stuff I knew of South African dance crews before I knew of international dance crews. That's something I find that's dope. You know? Like I didn't have to look out to be inspired. I kept it at home. Like at home was enough. They might have been inspired by the outs, but what they did here at home was enough for me as a South African kid growing up that's a dancer in Pretoria, because I grew up in Soshanguve before I went to the east side. Now I'm based in the east. But before I went there, I was based in Soshanguve in Pretoria. So growing up in Pretoria, there were other dance crews. They weren't as big as, or didn't have as much as media coverage as Clinch, Repertoires. But they were the big crews in Pretoria where I was at. Like Blood Spitters. Blood Spitters was a rap crew in Pretoria, but they also had dances. And then there were other crews, and then that's, like I said, 2006, that's the same year. Like there used to be state theater sessions where after school, Gadi Friday, it used to be gang packed at state theater. I swear, right there outside, before they started like like right there outside, there used to be rap battles right there. Sometimes there used to be dance battles. It used to go down at the same time. This circle is a dance circle, this circle is a rap circle. But it was mostly, it started off as rap and then it just grew up to be.
That actually takes me, sorry to cut you, that actually takes me to my next thought that I wanted to talk to you about is, what's your feeling about dance music currently in SA? Especially the dance music that is associated with hip hop. Because I think you guys, the Clinch and the Repertoires, as much as you guys were dancing and doing your own thing, you had that attachment to the hip hop side. So what is your feeling about the environment currently? Is it the same? Has it got better? What is it?
I feel like right now, to be honest, the new hip hop wave is way more influenced by dance. Because most of the artists that are like in the new wave now, they dancers that like were dancers for real. Like Costa.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna ask.
Costa was in Freeze Frame, which is also a crew I used to dance for. Like I know most of these homies personally on the dance side. Besides just like being musical artists, I know them on the dance side. Or Phantom Steez, or Phantom Steez and all that stuff. So I feel like the new wave now has more dance influence because Lebawana in their music videos they dancing.
Yes.
In choreography and stuff like that. Which I feel like is dope. Even Pretty Ugly was a dancer.
Oh, is it? I've seen him dance a couple of times. I didn't know he was.
Pretty Ugly was a dancer. Buntle was also in Freeze Frame. I know Buntle personally as well. Like I know
Buntle is still a dancer.
Yeah, she's still a dancer. That's what I'm saying. Like that's how much of the dance influence there is in hip hop right now, as far as the new wave. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I feel, and of which I feel like is dope. I don't feel like that's a bad thing at all because we also like we get to show off different dimensions.
Yeah.
Just become. I feel like it's dope to not just become a hip hop rapper, but you're a hip hop rapper that can dance.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, talk about hip hop. I do know that in hip hop there's like 4 elements. All right, into hip hop there's the MC, there's the DJ, dancing, break dancing, and graffiti artist. So those are the 4 elements, the core elements of hip hop. So I do know that dancing and is part of hip hop from the start, from the jump. You get what I'm saying? So
back.
You transitioning now to, can I say that you're transitioning into music and actually doing rap and hip hop, and that's what we're actually gonna get into. How seamlessly is that for you? How's that going for you? Do you find it seamless to move from being a dancer, which as a fan, when I look on stage, let's say I'm at a festival, the dancer is at the back. So now you're actually stepping up to the front, to the mic. All right. How's that transition for you?
I feel like the transition it's good. It's a transition that I feel like we all have to go through. And I feel like it happens at different times for different people.
Yeah.
Like when I like with the other artists that are in the game right now that are doing their thing, that come from dance background and are now doing the music thing. I just feel like as long as you're just real with yourself, that's all it takes. Like when you listen to my music, I wouldn't necessarily make dance music in the sense of I make good music, but I don't make music that makes you still feel like, oh, this is Static the Crumper.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
I feel like with my music, I let you into a more intimate space, a vulnerable space of mine as compared to the dancing. The dancing, I like.
It's an extra layer to
sure.
to just being a dancer. Yeah.
You just get to see actually a more personal side behind my dancing.
Yeah.
Basically, almost giving my dancing a voice, but not just making it focus on dancing. I feel like that's the way to put it.
And I mean, we've touched on Ucosta, which I think is probably currently is probably the biggest example that we have.
That's probably the biggest new wave artist right now.
Yeah, and in terms of transitioning from being a dancer to being an artist, recognized, and respected as an artist, and not just a dancer who's trying to do art. You understand?
True.
You are part of a crew, right? It's 2 of you, right?
Yes.
Talk to me.
A rap duo.
A rap duo. Talk to me about that and how did it come about, and actually give us the name as well.
Oh, the rap duo.
Elite Life, right?
Elite Life.
Elite Life, yeah.
Oh, you've been doing your research. All right. So, yeah, it's Elite Life. I actually hope next time I'll be back here with him and then you can interview us as a rap duo.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
We'll set it up. Set it up.
Yeah.
But, that's my slang and SOA too is Elite Life. And then individually, I'm Boi Statz.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Riddles.
Yeah.
Right? Mr. Riddles, the God King. In the hood, they call him the God King.
The God King, yeah.
All right. So,
how did you guys meet? Like, how did you guys decide, Uguti, okay, we want to take a direction of having a duo and do hip hop? I asked that. A lot of kids now and a lot of artists now, there's this wave of trying to do everything yourself, and trying to push your own career. And that's why we don't see a lot of groups or a lot of rap duos or rap groups.
Sure.
Because everyone is just trying to do their own thing.
Or prove themselves, yeah.
Yeah, and they want to have all the glory in terms of I'm the one, I'm the only one. You know what I'm saying? So why did you guys decide to go that route, which is the not so popular route currently? And also, why is it working for you guys? We're going to go into the music because I like some of the music. But why did you guys see that as the better way to go? To launch especially you, to launch your artistic career, if you want to call it that.
Let me, okay, this might take a little minute. Basically, I've known him. His real name is Mangoba. I've known him for a while.
Yeah.
I call him Q, right? I've known Q for a while as one of
Shout
the
out Q.
Yeah, you'll get to meet him real soon.
Yeah.
So I met Q a while back. He's one of the niggas in the hood.
Yeah.
And he's actually been rapping. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, he been rapping. Like, when he went into hip hop, the element that he messed with his rap till this day.
Okay.
I went dancer, rapper. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've known him for a while. We went close, but I've known him for a while. And I eventually made friends with a guy called Tlochi, who's actually my producer, Tlochi G.
Okay.
Right? So I've always known him, and it's always been that thing where sometimes at the park there'll be rapper sessions, just same thing as State Theater. It would happen in my hood where there'll be dancer sessions every Sunday. TDK, there's a guy in my hood, there's a rapper as well called TDK. He used to host a session at the park.
Yeah.
And at the park they'd like give spotlight to the rappers and then the dancers, but mostly the dancers.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Right? So he's always been the guy that's always been in the rapper circle. I've always been the guy that's always been in the dancer circle.
Yeah.
And he's always been killing it in the rapper circle. I've always been killing it in the dancer circle. Then eventually I got into a space where, because Tlochi is a producer, became my friend. Me and him went to the studio. Like, I'd hang out with them at the studio. Right. And like I said to you earlier on off air, I've always had the music and the rap influence to want to make music, but you know, the dancing came first. You know what I'm saying? So with that happening, the guys in the studio, I won't lie, even though they're my friends, I think even him, Mangoba, at first, they had that thing of like, oh, he's a dancer. Yeah. What does he know about rapping? Like, you know, and stuff. And shout out to my nigga Tlochi. He was actually the one nigga that never had doubt in me. Like, he was the one person that never made me feel like I'm stupid for trying to rap.
And also, maybe you don't belong there.
He was the one person that never made me feel like I don't belong there. Because everybody always like, they were accepting because I'm their friend or I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
But like, they weren't 100% on some. It was always on some, you know, you're a dancer, so what you trying to do?
Yeah, what are you writing there?
Yeah, you know. So Tlochi is actually the one guy that actually like gave me a chance to record my first rap song ever. That rap song didn't go anywhere, didn't do nothing. I've never released it, but he was actually the first person that was on some, okay, cool. You want to record something? I'll record you. And I feel like at that time, I hadn't found myself musically, or what I want to do, or what direction I want to follow. But like, he was willing enough to be on some, you want to do this? Cool, do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And eventually, I feel like he became my mentor. And to this day,
you guys still close?
Yo, that's my nigga. Like, the next time we here with Mangoba, like I said, with League Life, he's gonna be here, Tlochi.
Yeah. So you guys must pull up, man, anytime. Dog.
So he was the one person that just, you know, and then eventually we record, we make a record label together, not registered or anything. At first it was Elite Music Entertainment. So it was called EME. We used to call ourselves EME. Yeah. See, a rapper, he did his first solo tape. I did my first solo tape that I released in 2014. Yeah. The same thing. Right? And then eventually we did one feature on his new album that he was doing, the God King album. That's how he became the God King of Mangoba. Yeah. And from that one feature, that's how Elite Life got formed. From that one feature, it was like, yo, your sound so dope together. Why don't you try? Yeah. So, but it wasn't like an immediate thing or like, why don't you guys be a duo? It was more of like, I should do another feature. Yeah. And then eventually we just like became that thing. And then I don't know how. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it's just energy. Organically, it became a tripod. Was me and Robert was Tlochi.
Is that where Black Revenue Group comes in?
No, Black Revenue Group now comes in through Muzi. That's a big story. So I'm saying, like, with us, right? We Elite Life. Like I said in the beginning, we were Elite Music Entertainment, EME. Yeah. And then when we actually went legal and started like registering our company and all that stuff, it became Elite Life Guy One. That's the name of the company. Okay. The name of the record label is Elite Life Guy One, but the duo is called Elite Life. Mm-hmm. That's how it became formed. So from Elite Music Entertainment, we couldn't register that. We couldn't get that registered because apparently it was used or something like that. Okay. We switched the whole name. And then we just went on. And then we actually did an album that we recorded in 2016, which is still yet to come out. And it's going to sound so timeless that when it does come out, you're not going to believe me when I say we recorded it in 2016.
Are you serious?
That's how relevant it still sounds till today.
You know, talking about that, I realized you guys dropped 2 projects this year already.
Yeah, we dropped our first EP last year and then we dropped one this year.
Well, I've got Express EP for 2021 and also East Leisure.
East Leisure is a single.
Oh, East Leisure is a single.
Yeah, it's actually 2 singles. We released it as a single, but it was 2 songs.
Well, that's what I saw, because I didn't know how to to call it, because you guys call it a single, but now it's 2 different songs.
Yeah, we went old school on it. We made it like a side A, side B type thing.
Oh.
So it's a single, but it has a side A and a side B type thing. So we approached it on that.
All right.
And then, yeah, which goes back to like our whole marketing or strategy around Elite Life. It's very old school, because a lot of people don't notice it, right? Because when they met me, a lot of people, they met me as Static, the dancer in hip hop.
Yes, yeah.
So when it comes to my music, some of them are on some of them feel like I'm pretending to be something I'm not. Because why am I sounding Kwaito? Because they know the Static wa hip hop. You get what I'm saying?
I actually wanted to get to that, and I'm glad you raised it now, because I think half of your guys' catalog is, you can feel and you can actually hear the Kwaito influence. Actually, the 90s Kwaito influence. Even some of the ad-libs that you guys do is some 90s. Yeah, some 90s
That's the
Kwaito.
era I was raised by, bro. Like I said, remember what I said in the beginning? I said I was raised by, on my dad's side, musically, it was Michael Jackson and Kwaito.
Yeah.
You know? So I grew up to Kwaito, and then there was a point where I was in a private school. I used to go to Christian Boys College in Boksburg.
Oh, yeah?
Right?
We Pojo.
Bengi Pujo. So I used to go to CBC, right, in private school.
Yeah.
Before my mom and dad had divorced. That's when everything changed. That's when, like, I realized, like, I experienced the real side of life.
Yeah.
So before that, the first 5 years of my life in primary, all good. My parents are together. It's all good. I'm there in CBC, Boksburg, and all that stuff, right? So from there, switching up, I went to Pretoria. So on holidays, because I went to CBC, it was a private school.
Yeah.
Tina Masvala, I'm a public school avulile.
Oh, yes. That's when the
So when I'm on
timetables-
holiday, I can't really go outside and play with my friends because my friends are at school. I can only go play with my friends maybe from like 2 p.m. going on at 1. So what am I doing most of the time, especially if I'm at my grandmother's house? Ogna Mnet. There was no dish at that time. Ogna Mnet.
Yes, Mnet, yeah.
Mnet ikhona ekhaya, mara ogna Mnet kugogo. Mangilapha kugogo kukhona ini Channel O. You remember Channel O used to play on SABC 1 when SABC 1 was
For real?
when
I can't remember that.
When Channel O, when SABC 1 was still Simunye, Channel O used to play Emini, and they would just play, like, it used to be infomercial. It used to be, I'm going to repeat over the days. That's how much I knew it, because I'm at home.
Yeah?
You know, the TV's always on. After that, it's infomercials, Labo Verimark, number in, and then it's Channel O. It used to play on SABC 1 from like 11 a.m. until like 1 p.m. And then 1 p.m. Qala Mapopai Lawa Bantwana and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that whole 2-3 hours, Dlali Channel O on SABC 1, and they playing Kwaito, they playing Abumni, yeah, they playing. So that's all. That's what I was saying, like, growing up, that's all. And then eventually you're doing remixes to certain songs. There's a part where you're not singing to that part, you're doing your own part in your head. That's where it always came from. So I spent a lot of time working on my craft, not knowing I'm working on my craft.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Talk about working on your craft. I think there's a part that we skipped through. You were part of the dancers that were part of Toya Dalazy's crew. How was that as an experience?
Oh, that was life changing, man. That was
How did you actually get to work with Toya?
It was through Clinch crew, actually.
Okay.
So I had just become a member of Clinch, yeah. And Toya also just got signed to Sony that same year.
Yeah.
She was, I guess, her agent. I don't think it was her personally, but her agent or something like that was looking for dancers for her music video, Pump It On.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was huge.
So they got into contact with Simba. Simba is one of the heads, actually one of the originators of Clinch.
Yeah.
So Simba was almost like an agent for us.
Oh, okay.
That, we want dancers, and Simba was like, okay, I can't dance, because they actually wanted crumpers. That was the actual specification that they wanted. So Simba was like, okay, I got crumpers, right? Or I got guys that know how to crump. And then for that video, it was.
At that time, I think crump was
the big thing.
That was the big wave in terms of dancing. Even though I'm not into dancing,
but that was the wave.
Yeah,
so I guess
that's when the movies and everything influenced and shit like that.
So because of that, I guess Toya also wanted that, or the people wanted that in her video.
Yeah.
And then that's how it came about. So I feel originally it was supposed to be a one-time thing where we were supposed to just shoot this music video for her and move on. But it went from shooting this music video from her to her booking us, wanting to do a gig for her, to her booking us for the next gig. And then officially, before you know it, after 5 gigs or so, you like the official dancer.
Yeah, you're part of the crew now.
Basically.
Wow.
So that's how it happened.
And her as a person, did you guys, how was that experience for you? Because at that time, Toya was quite a big artist. You know, you couldn't ignore her, even if you didn't like her music, but you couldn't ignore her.
Nah, man, Toya is cool. Toya is funny. Toya's hell is funny. Like if you don't know her, Toya's hella funny.
Funny enough, I didn't tell you, my dad and her grandfather, that's the guy who's actually the more famous guy in her line of family. Yes. They are friends, right? And I actually bumped into Toya when Upesh had a studio in
Northview.
At Northview. Yeah. I bumped into Toya and we had a chat. We exchanged numbers because, like, I was like, "Yo, Toya, you know, bada." When we started talking, that's when we actually found out that
Yazana.
Yazana, you understand? And then we started talking about people from back home, you understand? Even though she wasn't based, because I'm from Ulundi, so even though she wasn't based in Northern KZN, majority of her life, but we knew similar people, right? So yeah, man, it's just we didn't keep in touch after that. You know, she had her own thing. She was flying high at that time. I'm talking 2015. Yeah, 2014, 2015, round about there. She was still, you know, and I was like, anyway, I've got nothing to do with what she's doing. So I'm not going to bother her like, hey, you understand that shit. So, but what you talk about, I can affirm that she is a good people's, all right? I know that she's based in the UK now. Are you guys still in contact? Are you guys...
we cool, man. We talk time to time. We haven't spoken in a while now.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like in life, you know, sometimes just because that's Kulum, it doesn't mean it's bad blood.
Yeah, for sure.
She's busy with what you're busy with, and I'm busy with what I'm busy
Exactly.
with. And when we do meet up,
it's all
from
love.
my side, from what I know, it'll never be bad energy. And I feel like I assume there will be the same thing coming from her.
Yeah.
So like, Mas Kruma, the last time we spoke, she was like, yo, I see you. Because she also follows the Elite Live page.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh, that's dope.
So the last time we spoke, she was like, yo, I see you. You know, I've started producing. I'll probably send you a beat one day. Like, you know, usual conversation. Like cool shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we haven't spoken in a while, probably maybe a year or so. But like I don't believe it's bad blood. It's just like sometimes life
happens. Yeah, man. Life happens. Talk about life happening. You going into hip hop. Describe your sound, because we just spoke about some of the songs being heavily Kwaito influenced, and I think that's what we had with when hip hop was in its hierarchy in SA. About 2015, 2016, 2017, it had a lot of Kwaito sampling and Kwaito play. Are you guys going for that feel, or what are you guys going for in terms of your hip hop music journey now?
Man, I feel like as far as the Elite Life, even as a solo artist, I feel like it's about just bringing back the nostalgic feel.
Yeah.
I feel like what Kwaito did back then in the 90s, it gave people black pride. It gave people a sense of escape from Lento Bebayodo going through apartheid, the cops harassing the people and all that stuff. So Kwaito became our own trap. I think the trap is the sound from Atlanta. So I feel like Kwaito is our own trap. Like Mzansi it was the voice for black people. But it wasn't the voice that reminded them of their struggles, but the voice that just helped them escape and celebrate or look at the more positive side of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In actual fact, before you continue, I've always said that to me, Kwaito is our interpretation of hip hop in the States.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people trying to.
It's literally you saying how you feel on a hip hop beat, but exactly how you would say it, ekasi.
Yes.
Slang sagini.
Yes.
The swag yagini. All that. That's Kwaito.
So I've always said that it's actually our own hip hop.
It is.
And talking about that, there's a big conversation currently about hip hop, Amapiano, and a little bit of Kwaito. Personally, I want to just put this to you, right? A lot of Amapiano is actually Kwaito, which is actually hip hop in vernac, right? If you look at about what Abo Mpurampura, Abo Azuma, and all of those guys are doing, those guys are rapping. Yes, they're rapping in vernac, but those guys are rapping. So I don't understand why there's this big
separation
and contestation for the same space, because these three things belong in the same space.
I feel like, I don't know, man. I might get a lot of beef for saying this, but I feel piano artists are way more true to themselves compared to hip hop artists right now. In the sense where an artist that's making a piano understands ngikhuluma nabantu basekasi right now, therefore ngizoyibeka ngesikasi ukuthi ikasi ingive,
true to the roots.
you get what I'm saying? And then I feel like the mistake that a lot of hip hop artists make is that ufuna ukukhuluma nekasi, nofuna ikasi likuve, mara awukhulumi isikasi. I don't know if you're making sense. So
you're not reflecting their stories.
Exactly. Mara ufuna bona bakumamele or bakuve. That's where it comes in, and that's why I feel like Amapiano has the upper hand on hip hop right now. Is where Amapiano is, the best way to say it, apologetically black.
Yeah,
that's Amapiano. It's black. It's kasi culture. It's the way it is. More intwana yase kasi uzo piano.
Yeah.
From lyric and all that stuff, because that's something your next door neighbor. Like the guy that's rapping probably sounds like your next door neighbor. That's something my next door neighbor would say. That's something my uncle would say. That's something my friend that I hang with every day would say. That's something I would say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas with hip hop, loyo muntu loyo mohlele naye la in person, ukhuluma ispiano, mara makazo rapper, it sounds like a guy from the States.
So hip hop has sort of lost touch.
My thing is just be real.
Yeah.
I want to know earlier on. The last time I literally wrote a lyric down was 2018 or 2017. And I freestyle every song I've written, even the EPs I will express all that you've heard.
Yeah.
I've never written that lyric down on a page. I write it in my head. So I won't say I freestyle it per se, because I prepare it, but I prepare it in my head.
Yeah.
But what makes it so easy for me to deliver it is because when I create a verse, I mostly include or say things I would say on a daily. Like things when you chill with me and when we chilling and we're doing whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
Smoking a joint, whatever. Is most probably what I'm gonna say on the track. That's why most people that know me, when they hear the track, they can hear good. That's static, and that's something that static would do. So
it's true to who you are.
Exactly. So
it's not a front.
So it's easier to remember.
Yeah.
I don't need to remember it by writing it down and then read it out again. It's easier to remember in my head because that's something that I would say actually in person. So it's easier to remember. So the whole day I could hear the beat. If you send me a beat, I'll hear the beat. And the whole day maybe I'm just rapping out the same 4 bars the whole day on different beats. If you play a song, I got Drake I'm on that same beat in my head, rapping that 4 bars. Play Amapiano song, I'm rapping that same 4 bars on that and then ekasi, it's another 4 bars. Then I put those 4 plus 4 is 8 bars now. Now I put that all together. Like I'm writing, but I'm not writing physically.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
I'm writing, but I'm not writing it on a page. I'm writing in my head, like I'm saying these things out loud. Sometimes I'll just be mumbling by myself. I'll be there, ekaya, in the passage, and I'm mumbling. That's me reminding myself. Sometimes I even record myself, a voice record, just in case because sometimes you remember the verse, but you don't remember the cadence or you don't remember the flow. You just remember the words. So this is what I said, but you don't remember the way you delivered it. Exactly. And now no more ends we have good man. It's not how I did it.
You know, it's funny you say that because a lot of people are always in awe when they talk about Jay-Z, right? And they say Jay-Z doesn't write. He doesn't write his rhymes. But it's come out that as much as he doesn't write his rhymes, he's always got rhymes in his head. So whenever he's doing a freestyle, yes, he's doing a freestyle, it's fresh. And since he didn't write it, it's fresh from the dome. But it's always things that he's been thinking about and saying in his head. And then now it's just got a beat and a mic where you can actually deliver them.
That's
to
why
the
I'm
people.
like,
so I think it's similar to what you talking about.
I don't freestyle my verses. When it comes to music, I don't freestyle my verses. I don't just go in the studio and then just spit and hope for the best. No. That's not what it happens. When I walk into the studio or when I sit down, when I spit into the mic, I already know what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it. So I've prepared. That's as good as writing a verse. Only difference is I didn't physically write it down. It's rehearsed in my head. I just repetitively said it out loud to myself or something, or I rehearsed it to myself to the point where it's a verse now. And then manzo figure beating, I spit that whole 8 or 12 bars, and then you're like, oh, you didn't write that. Whereas I did, but I didn't physically write it. It's just that I prepared it in my head.
What's your feeling? I know you've expressed it a little bit before we came on mic, but what's your feeling about hip-hop artists? And we're not talking about any genre, we're not talking gospel and all that other crap, right? We're talking hip-hop artists and rappers, right? Lyricists. Oh, well, they call themselves rappers and lyricists. What do you feel about people that don't write their own bars and they got writers, ghost writers and everything? It seems to be the way things are happening now. But of course, we're true to the culture and we love hip hop. What's your feeling around that?
Different strokes for different folks, man. That's how I feel. Like different strokes for different folks. If you're the type of artist that feels like you want the influence from another artist, that's on you. Personally, me, I feel like it's one thing ukuthi ngibhalele hook. You know what I'm saying? And then it's another thing for me ukuthi ngibhalele hook, ngibhalele verse, so ngibhalele ngoma yonke. It's one thing for you to give me an idea or write a hook for me, and then Fede, you wrote the hook, but it's my voice on the hook.
I think it's acceptable for, even like we're talking now. I think it's acceptable for the hook. I'm more like targeting.
That's the point I'm getting to, Guti. When it comes to the verse, I feel like that's a personal space.
Yes.
I feel like even like just like with apps, I feel like with apps, I don't know how other people approach it, but with me, WhatsApp is a personal space. Half of the ish I post on WhatsApp, you will not see on Facebook or Instagram. That's my personal space. That's the people, my contacts on WhatsApp, those are the people that know me. And even the people that I let see my statuses, I choose because it personal space. Yeah.
It's
the space where I can get to be me and I can say what I want.
You want to share with your peoples.
Yes.
Yeah.
And say what I want, have a conversation with my peoples and whatever. Whereas with Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, it's more business related.
Yeah.
It's more professional.
Yeah.
Say that. You know? So when you guys where your space is, you can't just wanna be. So as far as the ghostwriting is, if that's your strokes, cool. But as far as me, I feel like there's influence and then there's that thing of like also adding a little bit of yourself to it. That's the whole point of inspiration. You get inspired and then you add your take onto it. That's what makes it new, because I feel like everything that's new is something recycled from something old, right?
Of course.
And then you just spun it in a way that now reflects how you feel. You put it in your own way. You added yourself to it. You get what I'm saying?
Look, original ideas and original concepts are very rare to come by currently. I mean, we can even take it to, let's talk about Facebook. Facebook was not the first social media platform. What Facebook started off as doing in terms of people connecting, they were not the first ones to do it. It's just maybe they did it the better. Right,
they put more successful at it.
Yeah, and they put their own spin in terms of how they want to do it, right? And I feel that that's what I can accept that in terms of hip hop. I mean, the originality of hip hop, most of it is sampled in terms of the beats. It's sampled from classic soul music, and jazz and all that stuff. Yeah. And the guys spit on that. So I do agree that a portion of the art in terms of hip hop is something that has existed before. But when it comes to what you want to spit and what you want to communicate, your ideas, your thoughts, right?
That's important.
That is very important. You can't get somebody to write that and then think, Kuti, we're going to be fine with it, right?
I get it. I feel like the whole point of hip hop is expression, right?
Yeah.
You're expressing yourself.
Yeah.
If you're dancing, you're expressing yourself. If you're spitting, you're expressing yourself. If you're doing the graffiti, you're expressing how you feel.
Yes.
About something.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
You know? So now, if you're no longer expressing and you're literally just taking what you see, I feel that kills the point.
Yeah.
Because now that's the whole point of being inspired. You were inspired by that, and now you're gonna put your version of it.
And actually, that brings us to a point of why SA hip hop is where it is at the moment. I think we touched on it before we came on off mic, in terms of the guys that are doing SA hip hop and the leading lights, and that's a sad part about it. The leading lights in SA hip hop are not authentic to SA lived experience, and that's why there's got that little bit of how can I call it? Like they're losing touch to the reality of what we experience here. Like you can talk about chains, you can talk about fucking bitches and flying this and flying that, but is that authentic? That is authentic to the American guys, right? That's authentic to
who are really living that.
Yeah, who are living that trap life, and that they living that sort of drug infested. You know, they've got all these things like the club culture. Like for instance, hip hop in the States is, most of it is based around strip club culture, right? We don't have that culture in SA in terms of hip hop or music. It's not based around hip hop. It's based around Amaprai. Our music is based around Amaprai, hanging out with your friends, your boys and angel. So when you start talking about stripping and strip club culture, that doesn't connect to the people that you're making the music for. You know?
Hey.
Grill. Like, I don't even know one person who's got grills. You understand? Like, I don't know if you know, maybe you know some because you're in the industry, but it's not a usual occurrence. You can talk about gold tooth.
Yeah. Most def.
That's what we see.
We're exposed to that.
Yeah, we're exposed to that. But when you talk about grills and Maybach, there's no fucking guy I know who owns a Maybach. You know? So I think I don't know, maybe you can give a feedback on that. I think
I feel like one way to say it without people misunderstanding me or just making it more than what it is.
Yeah.
I'll put it in this way. You can't fake energy.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't fake energy.
For sure.
Energy is what every living organism lives off in this universe, in this world, right? So if you are lying in your rhymes and portraying a life that you also know that you don't really live,
this will come through. People will feel it.
Don't be surprised when people don't gravitate or relate to that because, like I say, energy doesn't lie. Umuntu can walk in right now in this room and act like they're the most, purified person ever. No mistake. Mara, if you can feel that energy, you'll always have that thing of like, hey, I don't know what it is about this guy. I don't know what it is. You can't really put your finger on it.
Yeah.
But there's that thing that always was on some like, hey, Jule, angazi why. Every time they might corner man, spirit sake I sing party.
Yeah.
That's energy.
Yeah.
That's energy.
Yeah.
You're not reading off what that person is trying to sell you. You're feeling that person's energy.
Yeah.
If their energy is pretending to be something they're not, you are feeling that with Arena man. You're something that you're not.
Talk about.
So I feel like it's the same thing in the music. If you're putting energy that is not true into your music, it's gonna somehow just transcend.
Fall flat.
People might not know what it is, why they don't connect with you, but they just won't connect with you.
Yeah.
That's energy.
Yeah.
So, but when you're being authentic and just true to yourself,
yeah.
You like, some songs you just listen to and you're just like, yo, I don't know why, but damn, this song just hits me. That's energy. What was the
energy on Summer Groover? While we talk about energy, what was the energy there? I saw the visuals, man. You were having fun there.
Hey man, I feel like, you know what? This is the type of person I am, right? And this is the type of energy I try to put into my music. In life, we all go through problems.
Yeah.
No matter what. There's no way you're going to avoid problems.
Yeah.
There's going to be problems.
Yeah.
But I feel like what makes your character is how you deal with those problems.
Yeah.
You can, A, choose to dwell on the problem, or B, you can choose to think of a solution.
Yeah.
And that's the approach I have in life and I've put into everything I do. I don't focus.
On that, I just want to back you up, then you can carry on. I always say, I've got this motto, I think I own it because I've never heard anyone say it, but I always say a problem is a problem until you've got a solution, right? So most of the time we dwell on the problem instead of searching for the solution, because once you have a solution, you've got hope it's gonna get better.
Exactly.
And then you can.
That's what I'm getting to, Velo.
Yeah.
That's the mentality I have in my life.
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell on the problem. I'd rather deal with the solution.
Yeah.
And we move on.
Yeah.
And that's literally why I get high. That's literally why I smoke weed, because weed helps me focus on the positive side rather than dwell on the negative.
Yeah.
Like when I'm sober, I can get
deep.
touched and get deep and just over exaggerate on that age.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm high, I'm just like, you know what? That's already happened. So now let's move on.
Funny enough, I've never seen anyone break into a house, beat up their wife when they're high. it's always I've always heard like people when they take like hardcore drugs like your cocaine and shit like that, but I've never heard a stoner heard this guy Urufile went over to this house and stole shit.
Dude, that's why I feel like weed is the best plant put on earth, man. God knew what he was doing, because for me personally, what it does for me, it just helps me move forward instead of look back. I just be on some, okay, segunje, asenze ganje.
Yeah.
And we move on with that. And that's what it is. In that same light right now, instead of looking back and be like, hey man, like when you like, and then some drugs, like you say, if it's not weed, they exaggerate that anger, because now you're feeling that thing, and then you want to do something about it. Whereas with weed, you just on some. And that's another thing that I've learned to do in my life, and I feel like I really want to teach it to my kids, because a lot of people don't know it, but it's a strength. Playing the fool, sometimes when you let the other person feel like they've won, or they're the better person for whatever opinion they might have, whatever, you just sometimes playing that role of like, okay, is that what you think? Cool. And you move on. I'm very good at playing the fool. I'm very good at letting you think it is what it is, even though it's not. Because I believe like the truth always has a way of just coming out and being what it is, which is the truth.
Back to Summer Groover. What is the concept there? Because I saw, I think it's a song from last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was?
Summer Groover.
Yeah.
It's a song from last year.
Yeah, from 2019 probably.
20. Everyone discounts 2020.
Yeah,
like 2020 didn't happen.
2020 was a gap year.
Yeah, it was a gap year. Went to Europe and backpacked.
Yeah, it was a gap year.
Yeah, but I saw that it's a song that your guys are trying to push again, if I'm not mistaken. So what is it? I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the concept of the video. What were you guys trying to do with the song, and how far do you guys want to take that song?
Like I said, I feel like maybe I took the long way and I off-ramped with it. But the point is, with the music, I don't want to remind you of your problems. I know you have problems.
Yeah.
But I just want you to have an outlet to have fun again. Because I feel like there's no better rehab than fun.
Yeah.
If you want to clear your mind, if you want to get a new perspective, if you want to start afresh, go out and have fun. And fun doesn't always have to be going to the club, or bungee jumping, camping.
Or chilling with your peeps, man.
Chilling with your peeps.
Yeah.
Simple things that just rejuvenates your mind and lets you put you in a different space to do better. So that's the point I was getting at with Summer Groover, is that all my music comes from a point of just being positive and pushing over. So with Summer Groover, it was more of a, I know as personal people, we all have those people where even though you're doing better, they somehow always want to make you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. They always try to find a way to push you down and hold it down. Yeah. So my thing was on some like Saba Groover Sifaga Mafuta, like in the sense where like we doing this and we greasing these people up, they crazy. Like as much as they might act like they don't feel what we're doing, we're doing it. And I was saying it from a perspective of us, and we're coming from of people acting like they're haters, but they're not really haters. You know those haters that are supporters?
Oh yeah.
They're actually fans, but they don't want to show that they're fans. Those type of people.
They say everyone supports you until you start winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those type of people. So that's where I was coming from. Good Saba Krupas Fafaga Mafuta, in the sense where, like it or not, lento si sela Saba Kobisa yona, they feeling it. They don't, you know, I sugar. Road to success got to keep it in the sense where like at the same time, as much as you might act like you're in a better space, you also doing as bad as I'm doing. So
let's have fun.
Yeah, it's a vent. If you listen to Summer Groover, it's a vent. The hook is a vent. It's a vent of just letting off problems, but it doesn't sound like a vent because of how I deliver it.
Yeah.
And that's how I've found to deliver my music, is me letting out my problems without making you feel like I'm letting out my problems, without making you feel like, hey, yo, nah, I'm letting out my problems, but you don't feel like that, because the way I'm delivering it, you still feel like, whoa, snap.
Yeah.
We're grooving right now. But more than anything, it was about positive energy. We in the spring, let's swim, let's have fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's just do everything.
That's actually just a note on that. That's actually what Mpura was doing. He listened to the lyrics. Those lyrics are like quite deep, but the way it was delivered is delivered on a Amapiano beat, and it's a fun beat, and everything is singing along. Hey,
Sure.
Those things are like conscious things that everyone wants to do, but it's
and
delivered
you're talking about VSOP, right? What song are you talking about?
I don't know the name of the song, but there's a song where he says he wants to take Umawak and Fagesentini and all that stuff. I think it's
VSOP.
Yeah. It's similar to what you're talking about, right?
I love that song. That's my song, because I swear everything he's saying there, it's how I feel. You know, but the way he put it, it didn't make you feel like he's talking about problems.
Yes, that's what I'm recognizing.
The way he delivered it, it made you feel motivated on some snap. That's what I want to do too, and I'm gonna do that. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it takes a special artist to do that, to vent, but at the same time make the listener feel like motivated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to, even though it's a song from the States, but if you listen to Blessings by Big Sean, is that color, Liz? You listen to Big Sean's verse, you listen to Drake's verse.
Oh, yes.
They're actually talking about problems, talking about how the imams are doing and all that stuff, but like the way they delivered it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
He's venting, talking about his grandmother just died, that's Big Sean and all that stuff, but the way he delivered it doesn't make you feel like, oh, Joe Lake, my yanking, Joe Young Boy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like feels heavy on your shoulders and shit like that. Yeah.
He literally put off weight on his chest of how he was feeling without making you feel like, oh, this nigga's giving me and telling me
trainer.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think on that point, there's always this concept of, especially in marketing, I come from a marketing background, there's always this concept of go to the people where they are and then bring them right to you. Don't just put up your stall where you are and say, you know what, people are going to come here. No, meet them there. So when we talk about music now, do the music that they are willing to listen to, but then inject that message and inject those thoughts and those concepts that you want in your music while they're listening to what they want to listen to. It's not about you, it's about them.
So I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
This is a question.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Express EP? Express EP?
I did.
What's your favorite song?
On
the Express EP. There's the EP before that, Ikaido
Late. Yeah. That's
the
from
one that
2020.
has Abu Sama Groove and all that stuff. Yeah.
I listened to all the stuff. I can't remember the names of the songs per se, I'll be honest with that. But let me just open it. I'll tell you. I think it's number 2 on wait, let me get there. It's number 2 on Express EP. I'll get you. There's you've got a female vocalist on it. Wait, let me get to it. Let me get to it.
Maybe that's the sample. I'll see.
Most probably it's gonna be a sample. It's most probably gonna be a sample. But while I'm doing that, in terms of your music, okay, can't play that. In terms of your music, there is Ikaido Elate, right? Elate, the one from, it says here from 2020, and then this year, then you dropped Express EP, and then you dropped the one you call a single.
Yeah. I actually dropped an EP, a collab EP with some R&B group in my hood called Gum Gum.
Okay.
We dropped that tape exclusively on Audio Mac. That's called Steamella.
Oh, okay. Actually, I think I saw that.
Steamella came out before East Leisure.
Oh.
So with Steamella, we literally just exclusively released it on Audio Mac.
Why did you guys go that route, if I may ask?
To be honest,
I mean, Apple Music, Spotify, that's where people are at. Why did you guys go?
Yeah, but the school kids are on Audio Mac.
Is it?
Yeah. Most of these kids.
And that's who you guys are.
And I mean, number one, our number one demographic is black people from ekasi. Most of these kids, I need to imagine Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Most of these kids are streaming from Audio Mac. That's how Nasty C made 1 million streams on Audio Mac.
Oh.
Because Audio Mac is a cheaper platform to stream music.
Oh, is it?
Our Spotify, our Apple Music, they charge you for one account, let's say solo, $60 a month.
Is it?
Exactly. Whereas Audio Mac charges you 27 rand a month.
Oh, as an artist?
No. As a subscriber.
Oh yeah, subscriber. Okay.
Like subscriber paying.
Yeah.
So most of these kids are subscribing from Audio Mac, and they listening to Audio Mac because it's a cheaper and
alternative,
and it's a faster way to stream.
Yeah.
Because with our dating, our Apple, like 1 month or 3 months max, it's done.
Yeah, the free version.
And if you think about it realistically, who's listening to most of this music? It's the school kids. You know,
no, it makes sense.
When they're on the internet, they pushing. Like right now, Steamella is over 8K streams.
What?
On Audio Mac.
And when did you guys drop that?
Like in June.
Okay.
So we're approaching the 10K mark.
Okay.
You know, which is higher than most of the streams that we're getting right now compared to our Apple. Like we're doing good our Apple and our Spotify, but like with Audio Mac, we're getting a larger output.
Talk about that. What is your guys' plan like going forward? What's your guys' plan with your music and how you want to distribute it and get it out? I
mean, the plan is simple. It's just getting it out there to more ears. So that's why we re-released the Summer Groove and now. So
the song that I was talking about is Hood Famous. It's number 2. That's the one that's that's the one that stuck out to me. But anyway,
so with Summer Groove we re-released it because now we actually got the plug with proper people that will help us do the things, publish it properly, you know, because like we feel like it's one of those songs, even though we've released it independently, it still has potential to do mad numbers. So now
it is a good song.
Yeah, so we released it again with like proper help now. And that's why on Thursday we were trending.
Well,
Twitter and stuff.
I saw that. I think you even took a video of the trend thing.
Yeah. We were trending crazy, and Thursday was my birthday as well, so that was a good birthday present.
Yeah. So, what did you guys get in terms of what did you guys see in terms of the back end, in terms of the song performance after you guys booted it, if you want to call it that?
I feel like from what I see, even before we re-released it, but from what I feel like the same feeling people get from Amapiano is the same feeling they expect from South African hip hop.
Yes, of course.
See, I feel like the problem is,
give us the vibes.
Yes, but I feel like the problem is just because it's hip hop, they try to make it like hip hop as the States.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like there's a difference between hip hop and South African hip hop.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as far as South African hip hop, I feel like people want the same nostalgia, because I feel like with Amapiano, people still get that old school Kwaito feel.
Yes.
As much as it's new school, it's Amapiano, but you get that old school Kwaito feel.
Yeah.
I feel like people also want that same feeling from hip hop.
From hip hop.
And I feel like a lot of hip hop artists are by Nagile effect.
Yeah. So you guys dropped this EP, right? Express EP this year, right?
February.
How's it doing? And what are you guys planning to do with this? Or are you already planning to do another project?
Well, right now, I feel like there's no rush to release a new project. That's why we re-released the Summer Groove. I feel like we're at the point where we feel like we have so much content that we've already put out. Now it's just about
trying to get it out there
to the masses.
Yeah.
So there's no point in putting out. Like right now, there's literally a decision between re-releasing Isama Groover for a better outcome or shooting a new music video. But business sense to us was like, what's the point of good shooting music video and see YouTube and then it does like those little views.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have already invested in this song.
Get what I'm
saying? Might as well try and get it to...
So we were like, you know what, might as well try to push what we already have put out.
Yeah.
So that by the time we put out new-ish,
there's
actually better numbers for that.
Yeah.
Because like, more than anything, what I've learned is that the music business, man, is 10% talent and 90% business.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that thing before.
And
I've heard that.
I feel like it's true. Like, we've done our 10%. Now it's the 90%.
It's the business side.
It's the business side. Yeah. So like now you have to look at things, numbers, the actions,
quickly,
all that stuff.
Quickly, would you be open to be signed, or do you wanna still keep indie and independent?
I'm not trying to get signed.
Eh?
I'm not trying to get signed.
You'll never consider that.
Only thing I'm considering is this distribution.
Distribution. All right. Okay.
I don't need to get signed. I already have my own studio. I already have
a dope producer.
Yeah. I have everything I need to create the music.
Yeah.
So what's the point of getting signed? All I need now is something that will get my music out there. Hence I'm saying distribution.
Yeah.
I'm already paying taxes for my own record label. Why should I sign?
Okay.
So if I'm gonna sign with a label, it's for them to distribute my music.
Yeah.
Anything else, I've done myself already.
What is the immediate future for you, your record label, your crew, as he said your crew, your music career, your dancing. What is the immediate future that you guys are working on now?
The immediate future right now is it's literally now we've created the quality. It's about getting the quality out there.
Okay.
And earlier on you mentioned Black Revenue. Black Revenue, that's like a collab of one of our friends who has his own company. Who's like also been in the music industry. So now we just collabed our Elite Life and Black Revenue. So right now the business arrangement is Elite Life, we create, we deal, produce, do all that stuff, and then we publish or release, distribute through Black Revenue.
Oh, okay.
That's why if you go on iTunes or whatever, our songs say released by Black Revenue.
Yes. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So,
you've also got a clothing brand that you actually wearing. Talk to me about a little bit about that. So now it's the dancing, the music, and now the clothing brand.
Well, the clothing brand came about. My wife, like I said earlier on, I'm married now. I actually got married this year.
Wow!
So
congrats, dog.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my wife was always on some, Boi Statz needs a brand in the sense, because she was always like, you always swaggy on some colorful colors and stuff like that. Borderline skater look, whatever. So she was like, why don't you kind of like make a way to brand it and merchandise it.
Yeah.
Fans.
Yeah.
And then she literally is the reason why I started tie-dyeing. She taught me all that. So she taught me how to tie-dye. And then, we just registered the label, and then we just started our own clothing line together. And then now, literally, that's what we do. We just tie-dye. Like, I buy the clothes plain, and then I'm the one that dyes them myself.
Okay. Last but not least, while we close off the conversation, what is it that we can look forward to in terms of the stuff that you're doing? Are you gonna bring out some more merch? Are you gonna do I know that you're looking at focusing on the distribution side now, but is there any music in the pipeline, or should people look into what you have already, which I didn't know about until I actually started talking to you, right? So what is it that you are doing currently that you want your fans or the people that know you or potential fans should know?
All right, first and foremost, to make this easy, I suggest you just follow on all platforms.
Yeah.
First, follow Elite Life, Guy 1. So you spell it out, Elite Life, K-A-I-O-N-E, Elite Life Guy 1. That's one sentence.
Yeah.
Follow that. That's the rap duo. As far as me, personally, that's Boi Statz, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms. BOI_STATZ. That's me. And then with the label, it also has its own page, right, and Instagram account. It's chilling with 3 I's, so it's CHIILL_N. So when you pronounce it, it's chilling.
Okay.
But when you type it out, it's N. So chill in.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So that's basically the future right now. Like, I'm one person where I don't really like to tell it because it's just life. It's unpredictable. I never thought I'll start making clothes.
Yeah.
Now I'm making clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can never really say what the future is. I can only say is tune in and just watch me grow.
So people can actually grab some of the stuff that you guys do in terms of clothing now.
Yeah, you can order.
They can order.
There's like different colors. That's what I'm saying. Go on the Instagram account. There's a Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
3 I's. And you can actually order whatever you like. There's different prices. I also have like the price list put up there. So everything you want, from the hoodie I'm wearing, the shirts, we have vests now. We're bringing sweatpants shorts and we're bringing long sweatpants now. Like, we literally just making it a whole clothing line.
Yeah.
At first it was more like of just making it merch. Yeah. And now we just realized we could take it all the way. So.
All right. Any last words, Boi Statz? Personally, I've enjoyed chilling with you. I mean, we chilled before we actually started.
Chill.
Before we actually came on mic, I enjoyed chilling with you. You good peoples. Last words for the people that are watching, your fans, that you want to say. Of course, you've started off with follow and get in touch should you watch any of the merch or want any of the merch. I think one of the tops is that you actually wearing one of the tops.
Yeah, I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm actually wearing the exact same matching shirt underneath. I'm out here.
So is there anything last that you want to just put out there? Fans, potential fans, anything else?
Hey, yo, like I said, follow the boy.
Yeah.
Add all the accounts I told you, add Elite Life Guy 1.
Yeah.
Boi Statz, chilling, and more than anything, man, I don't have any more positive things to say than love and peace, yo. Love and peace.
Yeah.
Be peaceful with yourself. Therefore, if you have peace with yourself, you can share peace with the world. That's
man, we appreciate you and thank you for coming through to the Broken Couch series. This is the first live interview. The other interviews I've done online via Zoom and all of that. So thank you for pulling through, man.
The first,
man. Thank you for pulling through. Like I say, it's a Broken Couch interview series. That's what I'm actually gonna call it, by the way.
That's actually a dope.
Yeah,
I like that.
Thank you for coming through, man.
The couch ain't broke though. The couch is very comfortable.
Yeah, Broken Couch is. I actually like it myself. Yeah. So thank you for pulling through, man. This is Tony. This is for the Takeover podcast. Please do follow, please do subscribe, and please do check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. This interview will be uploaded there. Should you not want to sit around and actually just hear it on the background. So that's your boy, Tony and Boi Statz.
Yo, bro, shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
For having me, man.
Thank you for coming through, dog.
Good energy, yo.
Away.